Welcome to Spanish class. We are in the chapter 5. This is the first week of online teaching. Remember chapter 5, we have seen first the irregular verbs that has two pieces of information. First, the 5 verbs that are irregular, but they do not form groups, and those are saber, caber, oír, ver, y dar. Don't forget that dar is a very important verb because most of the time will require the indirect object pronoun me, te, le, nos, os, or les. And why is that? Because when you give, somebody receives. After that, we continue with the irregular verbs that form groups. And those, remember, there is 4 groups there. The first group is the verbs that end in go, like the verbo poner, pongo, right? Then the verbs that end in sco, z-c-o, like the verbo conocer. Then the verbs that end in jo, like the verbo elegir, elijo. And then the verbs ending in so, z-o, like the verbo torcer, tuerzo, right? After that, we move into one video that presents 2 topics. The first one is ordinal numbers. Those are very easy because we only have 10. First, second, third, fourth, and so on, up to 10th. Primero and tercero, remember, drop the O in front of a masculine noun. They are adjectives, therefore they agree with the gender and the number. Then in the same second video, we have todo, another expression of quantity. I suggest you there to use those as pure vocab. Do not get into the what is the rationale of these things, just try to get it as vocab. And we have expressions there like novena, quincena, cuarentena. That is a very useful noun nowadays because we are in quarantine, and that's cuarentena in español. We also have expressions like dúo, that means duet, like el dúo dinámico. Then we have expressions like trío, docena, centena. So practice those numbers as pure and simple vocab. The third video is pretty much related with the stem changing verbs, and those are very difficult verbs, especially for people that speak English, because there is pretty much no conjugations in English, but in Spanish it's very different. We have 6 declinations every single time that you have a verb. Stem changing verbs is something that you have to keep in mind, that you have to change something in the stem, and it's always the second to last syllable, the one that you have to change. Also, remember there is a 2-verb pattern, meaning that every single conjugation inside the would change. The 2 subjects outside the would, nosotros and vosotros, never change. They remain regular. The 3 groups are that change into ie, like the verbo pensar, and it will be yo pienso, tú piensas, él piensa, nosotros pensamos, regular, vosotros pensáis, regular, and ellos piensan, that's an irregular as well. As an example, you can say, yo pienso mucho en mi familia. Right? That pienso in that sentence has a clear stem change conjugation. Why is that? Because it's the verbo pensar that you are using with the subject yo. And every single time that you use subject yo, tú, él, ella, usted, or ellos, ellas, and ustedes, you have to change the stem in that particular verb. Like the first group, that changed to ie, the second group has a no in the stem, like the verbo contar. One more time, the change occurred in the second to last syllable. If we use the verbo contar, right, you will have cuento, cuentas, cuenta, contamos, contáis, cuentan. Except nosotros and vosotros, the other 4 subject has a stem change imply in the conjugation. So if you says tú cuentas un cuento, that cuentas has to be changed because it's related with the subject tú and it's extend change verbs, the verbo contar. The third group is only verbs ending in ir, and one more time is the second to last syllable, and we change e for an I. So like the verbo pedir, pido, pides, pide, pedimos, pedís, piden. If you notice the form that I was pronouncing those verbs, nosotros and vosotros remain regular, and the other four declinations are irregular. If I give you an example of the verbo pedir, I will say, le pido un lápiz al profesor, right? Pido there is a verb that is change the stem because it's the verbo pedir, and the verbo pedir always change the stem in the present tense. With that, we arrive to the topic for today. Today's topic is very small, it's very easy to control, it's very easy to mastermind. And it's acabar de plus a verb in infinitive. What do we mean by that? We mean just finished doing something. The difference between English and Spanish is you use a past tense verb and we use a present tense verb, that is the verbo acabar. We use it in present tense. And then we put a preposition de, and then we have a verb in infinitive. Why is that? Because after a preposition, if you need a verb, that verb has to be in infinitive always. That's a rule. So if we go back to the verbo acabar, what is the conjugation of acabar? Acabo, acabas, acaba, acabamos, acabáis, acaban. As you can hear, the verbo acabar is a regular one. It's an adverb. So we, in the first person ending in o, like most verbs in present tense, and then we decline using the letter a because it's an adverb, right? So you place the verbo acabar according to your subject, and then you place the preposition de, and then a verb in infinitive. It's as simple as that. So if I give you an example and I say, las chicas, third person plural, right? Las chicas acaban de conocer a Lady Gaga. You have las chicas is the subject, acaban is the verb, de the preposition, conocer a verb in infinitive, and then a Lady Gaga as a direct object. If I give you another example, Zach acaba de terminar la práctica. Zach is the subject, is a third person, so acaba, then the preposition de, and then the verb in infinitive, that in this case is terminar, and then what? The direct object is la práctica. So Zach acaba de terminar la práctica. I want to challenge you, giving you a blank space so you can fill in the blank with the verbo acabar correct conjugation. If I say nosotros blank de llegar a clase, what you will put in that blank space? Since nosotros is the pronoun, right? The right conjugation should be acabamos. If you place acabamos, you are absolutely right, and you are proving me that you know how to mastermind acabar de plus a verb in infinitive. You are ready to move into chapter 6 that we will start presenting in the next video. So long for now, and continue watching the video, practicing your slideshows, continue practicing the Spanish. You will never regret to learn Spanish in the future. And do not forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel.